So, hi guys and Assalamualaikum. So today I will interview the owner of butcher shop, Mr. Rafiq. Let's go. So hi guys, this is Mr. Rafiq, the owner of butcher shop. So Mr. Rafiq, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Mohar, 33 years old, the owner of the Rafiq Butcher Shop.
So Mr. Rafiq, can you tell me about your business background and service that you offer?
As a supplier of frozen meat and fresh meat, we have been here since 2021. We develop a high reputation and great service for our customer. We also provide a premium cup for our customer request, also for event and ceremonies. For the convenience, we also provide our own delivery. We understand that our customer no have time to buy grocery and make a meal, so we make it easier for our customer.
So that's all for the interview. Thank you, Mr. Rafiq, for your time and wish you good luck in your business.
Good luck for your time.
Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. First of all, I would like to thanks to our lecturer, Madam Nurul Hafzan, for guiding us in order to finish this project 1. And we also like to thanks to all for watching us today for this presentation on financial accounting and reporting for sole proprietorship. As many of you may already know, accounting is a crucial component of any business, big or small. It helps business owners like keep track of their financial transaction, analyze their performance, and make clear decisions based on their financial data. So, without further delay, let's dive into the world of financial accounting and reporting for sole proprietorship in Rafiq Butcher Shop. Before we start, we would like to introduce our team member in the group 5.
Hi, my name is Mohamad Haziq bin Hadi. My metric number is 2023765335 and from class NBI 1B.
Hi, my name is Siti Aishah binti Zulkarnain with metric number 2023331910 from class MBI 1B.
Hi, my name is Mohamad Danish bin Mohamad Mohar. Matrix number 20231365599 from NBI 1B.
In today's presentation session, we will discuss the background of business, the characteristic of business, and the classification of business item. We will also explore the role of recording process and how it can affect in business owner like Mr. Rafiq to make clear decisions and grow their business in going concerns.
For the first slide, I will present a discussion about Rafiq Butcher Shop. So Rafiq Butcher Shop started its operation in 2021. The owner is Muhammad Rafiq Nabil bin Muhammad Zulkarnain, 23 years old and from Johor Bahru. He had a similar educational background, skill and expertise in the culinary sector with 2 years of experience as a chef at Doubletree Hotel, Johor. Mr. Rafiq decided to open his own business due to the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. Started with RM50,000 as a beginning capital. This business focused on providing fresh and frozen meat with a variety of parts which is ribs, sirloin, chunk, round, flank, breast and neck, as well as offering a range of meals such as Japanese Wagyu A5, lamb chop Aussie, tomahawk, tenderloin meatball, quality BBQ lamb, and many more. He has a steady supply of high quality meat products and has invested in getting their products from reputable sources. And next, for the convenience of their customers, Rafiq Butcher Shop offer home delivery service for their meat products to make things easier for their customers. And For the edition of this discussion, the business physical shop is located in Taman Eco Flora, Johor Bahru, which is available for customers who prefer to shop in person. The business operation hour is from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. The type of business entity is a sole proprietorship.
Hi, I will continue this discussion to the next topic, which is registration. Mr. Rafiq has registered his business as a sole proprietorship with the Companies Commission of Malaysia (SSM) under the Registration of Businesses Act 1956, and making his business its legal entity recognized by the Malaysian government. Let's move to another point, which is ownership and management control. A sole proprietorship has no separation of ownership and management function. The owner completely controls everything that goes on within the business. He takes all the selection, procure material resources, employ people, and control the business affair. He is not required to consult anyone else in taking any decision. The owner can freely hire the worker because the sole proprietorship has no limit to the number of the individual who will be hired. For example, the owner of Rafiq Butcher Shop, Mr. Rafiq, has complete control of the business, and he hired 3 workers to assist him in running the business. Next is capital. Mr. Rafiq is responsible for their business financial obligation. He is also responsible for providing the funds to start and operate the business. This means that Mr. Rafiq is required to invest their own personal money into the business. We proceed to discuss profit and loss. The owner endures all the profits and the losses, and also bear the entire risk, and nobody can share it. Profits are not distributed in percentage of shares, and there is no year-end bonus distribution. In addition, a sole proprietor does not have to pay corporate income tax, but must pay individual income tax based on the company profit earning. This is closely related to previous characteristic, which is liabilities. As we know, a sole proprietorship is unlimited liabilities, which is the owner is solely responsible for the company debts and liability. This means that if the business is unable to pay it, the owner's personal asset may be seized to pay off the debt. In Rafiq Butcher Shop, Mr. Rafiq is personally and completely liable for all debts and obligations of the business. In addition, the owner may consider obtaining business insurance to protect him from this liability. We will go to the last part of the characteristic, which is the book of account. The book of account refers to the record of all financial transactions related to the business. Keeping accurate and up-to-date record is important for sole proprietorship to monitor the financial performance of business. Because Mr. Rafiq's business is no legal obligation to keep the books and prepare accounts, the operation of his business is private and not to be revealed, which means Mr. Rafiq just recorded all the data using POS system based on the daily basis. Now, let's move to classification of business items in Rafiq Butcher Shop. We will be discussing the 5 main categories of business item, which is asset, liabilities, owner equities, revenue, and expenses. Firstly, let's define asset. An asset can be defined as something that a business owns or control and expected to provide future economic benefit. Assets are typically classified into two categories, which is asset and non-current asset. Non-current assets are assets and property owned by a business that is not easily converted to cash within a year. They may also be categorized as an asset that will be generate economic value for one or more fiscal period. On the other hand, current assets are the resources that business own and expect to use or sell within a year. In Rafiq Butcher Shop, furniture, office equipment and kitchen appliances, which are commercial freezer, meat slicer, oven and stove, will be classified as a non-current asset, while cash in hand, cash in bank, accurate prepared and inventory will be classified as a current asset. Second on our list is liabilities. Let me define what is current liability and non-current liability are. Current liability are obligations or debts that our business must be paid within a year. These are short-term debts that can be impact company cash flow and working capital, while for non-current liability is long-term debts that don't need to pay off within a year. It's important to note that not managing liability effectively can impact the financial health of business. If the business is unable to pay its debt in a timely manner, it can lead to the cash flow issue and even bankruptcy. For Rafiq Butcher Shop, account payable is the only current liability to their business. This refers to the money that Mr. Rafiq owns to the supplier for the meat and other product purchased on the credit. Currently, Rafiq Butcher Shop does not have any non-current liability. Now, moving on to the next item, which is owner equity. Owner equity is the owner's stake in the business. Based on our previous interview, the owner of Rafiq Butcher Shop has an equity of RM50,000 in his business. This means that Mr. Rafiq has contributed the beginning capital RM50,000 to the business, and that amount is considered his investment in the business. Next item is revenue. As we may know, revenue refers to the total amount of money earned by a company. In Rafiq Butcher Shop, the revenue is generated from the sales of their meat products. The revenue generated by the shop is calculated based on the daily sale made by the business. Rafiq Butcher Shop receive orders from restaurant and individual, which contribute significantly to their revenue. The shop also provides home delivery service, which have become increasingly popular over the past year due to the pandemic. Based on the previous interview, Rafiq Butcher Shop made around RM1,500 to RM2,000 in sales per day, with the peak day generating up to RM3,000 by joining food events. Last but not least, let's move into the expenses. As we know, a sole proprietorship is a business structure in which the owner is solely responsible for the company debt and liability. As I mentioned in the previous slide, if the business is unable to pay its debt, the owner's personal asset may be seized to pay off the debt. In Rafiq Butcher Shop, all expenses as mentioned in this slide are completely Mr. Rafiq's obligation. Has to be managed effectively and need to be aware of the expenses and reduce them whenever possible without compromising the quality of their product and service. That is all from me. I hope you have gained a better understanding of the characteristic and classification of business item in Rafiq Butcher Shop. Now I will pass it to next presenter.
In my part, I will discuss about recording cycle process in Rafiq Butcher Shop. The first step in recording process, Mr. Rafiq record the transaction in the POS system. When a transaction takes place, the POS system record the sale or purchase of the product or service. This transaction should be recorded properly and accurately. The POS system automatically record the date, time, amount and other relevant detail of the transaction. The second step in the recording process is source document. It is served as evidence for transaction and other basis for recording such transaction in the accounting book of the sole proprietorship. This document include sale receipt, purchase invoice, and employee timesheet. By using POS system, Mr. Rafiq keep this document organized and safely stored for future reference and help Mr. Rafiq to ensure that the transaction is accurately recorded. Next would be journal. Journal is a concise record of all transactions a business conduct. Journal entries detail how transactions affect account and balance. Fourth, ledger, a database that stores a complete record of all account journal entries. Fifth, trial balance, an accounting report that summarizes the closing balance of all ledger accounts. These three steps may require to hire an accountant or purchase accounting software because of Mr. Rafiq doesn't have knowledge regarding accounting. Without knowledge of accounting principle, it can be difficult to categorize and record transactions correctly. Next is step number 6, which is adjustment. Adjustments are an essential part of the accounting cycle. Adjustments are made at the end of the accounting period to adjust the account and ensure that the financial statement accurately reflect the financial position of the business. If there are any transaction or event that have occurred but have not yet been recorded in the accounting system, it may be necessary to correct error of omission in the record. In a POS system, adjustments are usually minimal as the system automatically records all transactions accurately. Lastly, financial statement, an accounting report that summarizes a business activity over a period of time. Reflect with the next slide. I will explain to you about the strength and weakness in recording process. First, we got cost effective. Mr. Rafiq does not require expensive accounting software or service. The recording process can be done using basic tools like Excel or accounting software. This makes it an affordable option for small business that do not have a large budget for accounting service. The second is flexibility. Mr. Rafiq has the freedom to set up their own record keeping system. Since they are not required by law to maintain formal bookkeeping records, the owner has the ability to choose the system that best suits their needs and preference. This can include using a simple spreadsheet, a bookkeeping software, or even a manual ledger. Third, we have decision making. As the sole owner, Mr. Rafiq can decide how and when to record transactions, which account to use, and how to categorize expenses and revenue. He can customize the system to fit their specific need and preference. Additionally, the owner can make quick decisions on record process without having to consult with partner or board of directors. Mr. Rafiq can make decisions quickly without having seek approval from others. Last strength is tax liability. The record process can help the owner manage the tax liability of the business. By keeping proper record of income and expenses, Mr. Rafiq can accurately calculate their tax obligation, make it easier to report financial information to relevant authorized during the tax season. Now, we jump into weakness. First is lack of knowledge. Mr. Rafiq and his staff don't have background in accounting. Second is time consuming. Recording financial data can be time consuming task, especially if done manually. This can be drain on resource and take away time from other important business activities. Third is risk and error. Risk and error in recording transaction, posting to the wrong ledger, account and missing transaction. Lastly, cost. The cost of setting up and maintaining a recording transaction can be high, especially if business is small. This can be a challenge for business. Mr. Rafiq may purchase additional software that adds the expenses. That's all from me. Thank you.